Yeah, I'm just sort of sitting with that for a moment because it is a big question. And what comes to me initially is whether we talk about it or not with the people we are working with, you can bet your bottom dollar they've got some kind of intention or expectation, right?
Hmm.
This is a really monumental experience for many. Um, and even those who are, I would say, seasoned in the world of psychedelic journey work themselves. Maybe they're coming back in because something else has happened in their life and they want to explore that further or something completely new. Even though they may have experience, we still bring to the journey work expectations, intentions. My position has always been this, that we must talk about it in the preparation work because the intention, if not really well understood, has the ability to really impact the actual journey work. So to not do it just seems like a missed opportunity. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Right. And I would see that as a psychedelic assisted psychotherapist to just lean in with absolute curiosity. Right. My belief is that if the intention around the work is very specific, I have to go back to what we know about psychedelic work from the luminaries in the field, that psychedelics will give you what you need and not what you want. So if my intention is not in line with my soul's purpose during that journey work, guess what? It's probably not going to be revealed because it's just not the time. Or some other work needs to be done to get us to that place. So oftentimes I will, in that preparation work, just talk about being open, that no matter what comes up, that we lean into it with curiosity, even if it's scary, frightening, right? Even in the psychedelic space, we can practice prior to the journey through meditation or just even through body work, being able to be the watcher, the observer of what's happening, rather than trying to orchestrate, okay, I have 17 questions and this is what I want to have happen. Right? When I've had patients say, I went in with my list and I didn't get any of it, right? Or they don't realize they got any of it until a year, 2 years down the road. So I think the intention, if we can so help walk those that we work with, just to be open, curious, not try to sort of script the experience. I do believe it is more authentic and will flow more naturally than to have these. Well, I mean, we sometimes go into these experiences kind of with rigid expectations. It doesn't always lead to, I think, what people are searching for. I'll rely on my training in internal family systems that oftentimes, and I'm going to speak to mild and moderate depression, not like folks who are unable to take care of activities of daily living, not that extreme, severely depressed. Mild to moderate, who will say, this has been my history. It's been problematic in terms of my functionality, uh, outcomes, how I'm doing in life, or my relationships are impaired, work, personal. Okay. Internal family systems would see that as a part and that there's something to be learned from that, right? That we would not want to just get rid of it because we know that when we try to get rid of those parts and they feel like we're trying to get rid of them, they just double down, right? They become more entrenched. The preparation work, the front end work, sometimes requires a fair amount of conversation because that's really a paradigm shift. Most people in traditional psychotherapy, chief complaint will be, I have X, can you help me get rid of it? Right. And again, I'm speaking mild to moderate, not, the other end of the spectrum. And so in that sense, just being open to whatever we might learn, right? By being able to ask, What are you here to teach me? Right?
Mm.
And oftentimes, those parts, whether in non-ordinary state of consciousness via a psychedelic or just in non-ordinary states of consciousness via internal family systems work, those parts will soften back. Right? The grip they have on people will tend to lessen, and our mindset about what role they serve, we soften. I like that, a change in perspective. I think that's a great way. I'll give you an example. I can think of a person from several years ago had been doing their own work. And just in the course of just traditional psychotherapy, talk therapy, they brought up having had a psychedelic experience. And they described that they had a set intention. They wanted to have I don't think they used the word mystical. They said they wanted to have an encounter with nature.
Mm.
And when it didn't happen, they were so angry and so disappointed because that's what they were pursuing. That's what they expected because they had read stuff, they had seen stuff online. So again, they brought to it these expectations, not really understanding that, well, that may not come the first time. It may be in the second time, or maybe you did have it, but because you were searching so hard for it, you missed it, right? Just that upfront conversation. Not that we want to advise people, no, you can't do that. That's a bad idea. I mean, certainly that's not what I'm recommending, but to just lean in with curiosity about what they bring to the table. And I mean, sometimes people are really, connected to the intention. I mean, it's not our job to say, well, you can't have that intention, right? That we're like, okay, so we soften back, we allow for that. And then who knows what happens in the journey, but then there's the work of the meaning making, right? There's the integration work. And it may be something that they decide in another experience to go back. They may modify their intention or change it completely or stick
Mhm.
with it.